So Panasonic is expected to really try to make some noise in the mirrorless market this year with, right now we're expecting, or what we do know is that there's 3 registered cameras going. And thanks to the great work of Andre Pizzini, we now know that the first camera that is going to be come out from Panasonic, at least, is the successor to the S1R. So we're going to just right now call it the S1R II, even though we don't really know exactly what it is just yet. Even though this is a video channel, I think this is a great way to sort of take a look at what may be coming in the S1R II or the S1R successor, and what can we take about that for maybe their a potential video focused camera or anything video focused from Panasonic going in the future. What's going on, everybody? My name is James Jackson. If you're new here, I do tips, tricks, news, and reviews for the film and video making industry. So if this is content that you like, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the content going forth. And if you want to show your support and also want to be a part of help this channel grow even more, I do have memberships for the channel. So if you want to become a member, definitely hit the join button down below. There is exclusive video content, including content of a microphone that I just got, and this is the audio that you're going to be hearing from that microphone. So I've got my first impressions of it already up, so definitely take a look and check it out. All right, so let's talk about this rumored S1R II. So from basically, according to Andre Pizzini's reporting, this camera is basically going to share the same sensor and a lot of the same technologies that is in the Leica SL3, which has already been out, and a very pricey camera. And essentially what he's saying, that this is kind of going to be a poor man's version or a more affordable option of said camera. So, and this is a technology and a camera system that both Leica and Panasonic have worked together. So, first of all, to me, the SL3 and to me the S1R II is going to be definitely more photocentric than something like what we all are hoping for is the successor to the S1H. Me personally, I would love to see a successor to the BS1H, which was the box style camera. I feel that that should be personally, but I know a lot of people love the S1H. They've seen the S5 II and the S5 IIX, but they've been really waiting to see the successor of the S1H II. While we don't know exactly just yet if the successor of the S1H II is going to come, what we can suspect is sort of maybe taking what is going to be coming with the S1R, that we can sort of infer to what could be potentially coming with more video-centric cameras. The first thing I would love to point out is that this is obviously a high-resolution camera, but it is shooting 8K, DCI 8K, as well as DCI 4K and DCI and regular and UHD 4K up to in 10-bit. So I expect at least the 4K part. I don't know if the 8K is going to come with the S1R II. One, it's to maybe preserve the pricing of the Leica SL3, and there's supposed to be like an SL3S coming as well. So this may be one of the compromises that may come in place, but we shall see. Or maybe there will be like an open gate 8K of the S1R II. The main thing I want to point out is that there is a high resolution options, but Panasonic has yet to state that they're going to put 8K, but this is something that Panasonic and Leica work together. So there is a good possibility that Panasonic may have shifted its mindset since those comments about, not really pursuing 8K, and actually maybe coming out with an 8K camera. And if that is the case, this would be the camera to probably do it, given its high resolution. What is it going to be? It just says 10-bit. Now, if I remember correctly, the Leica SL3 is only 10-bit 420 in those 8K recording modes, and then the 4K modes are the 10-bit 422, which would come in line with what currently what we currently have with the Panasonic full-frame cameras, is that all the higher resolutions are really only in 10-bit 420. There's not really a 10-bit option. The other thing is that there's ProRes recording, which, but only up to 1080. So there's going to be 1080 ProRes options. So I expect that I do expect to come with the Panasonic S1R II. The main thing I'm more curious about is, will there be open gate recording? And that's really the big thing. And I'm not exactly sure, but if there's anybody that will do it, it would probably be Panasonic. The question also is it going to be 10-bit 422 or 10-bit 420? My guess is going to be 10-bit 420, but I really think Panasonic needs to figure out a way to get out 10-bit 422 open gate recording options, because that is something that right now cameras like the Pixis and the Cinema Camera 6K can do in 12-bit, and they offer those options as well. Especially since it's potentially that there's not going to be any high frame rate options in those higher resolutions. You're looking at those cameras that are sub $3,000 cameras, and you're looking at them and you're going potentially, well, okay, if I'm getting 12-bit open gate out of these cameras and then you are still giving me 10-bit 420, to me, 10-bit 420 is not enough. No matter what camera I've had, I've got my DJI Osmo Pocket. While it does serve its purpose, but in terms as a main camera, especially a camera I'm going to spend thousands of dollars on, to me, 10-bit 420 is just not good enough in today's standards. Me personally, you know, miles may vary, and I totally respect that. But for me personally, 10-bit 422 should just be bare minimum standard at this point. Speaking of standards, that leads to the next thing, which I would be really, really excited to see with the S1R II. And that is that with the SL3, there is a CFExpress card slot as well as an SD card slot. So this will be, I think this is going to be excellent, because this now gives a chance to be getting those higher data rates that we can get with CFExpress cards, being stuck with SD cards, which we were with like cameras like the S1H and the S5 II and the S5 IIX. So hopefully that opens up this door where we can get like high quality data 10-bit 422, because to me this is one of the big things. The media to me has been the biggest gripe with me with Panasonic cameras, is the fact that how limiting these options were versus everything else in the market. You know, you got the FX3, which I'm filming on right now, that has CFExpress Type A as well as SD cards, but they give you the CFExpress Type A that allows you to open up to those all-eye recording options up to 120 frames a second, which Panasonic hasn't done anything about that at all. So media card slot, I really wish hoping that it's a dual CFExpress Type B slot, but most likely it's going to be one. I hope, because to me, it's going to limit in terms, especially camera redundancy. If I have to basically limit my camera redundancy to what the SD card's capable of, to me, that's it's a setback. And then the biggest thing I think most people are going to argue and hopefully see, and this is sort of a 2-for-1 thing, but it's a faster readout. But mainly the faster readout for basically having low rolling shutter. But the other thing is, the one that is more important to me than necessarily the rolling shutter, is the fact that you can get higher frame rates using the actual full frame sensor readout. So, because currently with the current lines, you are stuck with doing 60 frames a second or even higher in Super 35 mode, at least in 4K, or you have to go down to 1080 and shoot 60 frames a second. Whereas I personally think, like right now at this standard, the bare minimum that any full frame, if you're going to be a true full frame camera, you need to shoot 10-bit 422 4K up to 60 frames a second, bare minimum, in the full horizontal sensor readout. So I'm hoping with if there is a faster sensor and that we can get those readout speeds with this S1R II. And those are the things that I think mainly I'm going to be looking for to sort of see where the video portions for something like the S1H and whatever other camera they may be coming down the line this year with Panasonic. Because everything else, things like phase detection, autofocus, audio, potential 32-bit audio with, you know, their external audio kit with that, to me, that I expect it. IBIS, good IBIS. These are all things I just expect from Panasonic, because they're delivering this in pretty much on all those cameras, so that's to be expected. Like, there should be no. It would be shocking if one of those things are missing. So I'm not gonna focus on those. To me, these are the things that Panasonic just hasn't done yet, that I'm going to be really looking at with the S1R II, in sort of what they're going to bring. What is their recording options in terms of open gate, if there is open gate recording options with the S1R? What media options are going to be using? Are we just going to use one SD card and one CFExpress Type B, or will we get two CFExpress Type B? And then lastly is the sensor readout, not for rolling shutter, but more importantly to me is the higher frame rate recording options using the full frame horizontal sensor readout. But this is it for me. I would love to know what you guys think. What are you hoping for with the successor of the Panasonic S1R that's expected to be announced next month? Let me know, leave your comments down below, and as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and until next time, take care everyone.